clickbait. But me, your man, Louie T. Welcome to this quick network update. Quickly wanted to come and talk to you guys about this end of the season run we got going on here. And I'm really disappointed. There aren't many things that get under my skin, but losing is one of them. And I'm going to lose winners and losers this year. Not happy about that, but I'm not as mad about that because I've been focusing in on some other things. So I'm willing to take the L on that one. I still want top 5. I do want that. I do take pride in being in the top 5. I just missed it last year. Came in 7th last year. I need the top 5. I need it in my life. So I'm going to try to make a run at the top 5. I can't get to the number 1 spot. My man Sean Hawk has run away from me and just about everybody else. Now, look, matter of fact, I'm going to give you some numbers right now. Sean Hawk is right now 12 games clear of me. I can't catch him. That man is so far gone that I can't even see him. All right. If we were in Mario Kart, he would have lapped me a couple of times, and he could have slipped on a banana, got hit with a red shell, and I still wouldn't have caught his ass. All right. That's how far behind I am of Sean Hawk at this point. But he's got company. Now, he's only 1 game ahead of, let me see who this is. He's only 1 game ahead. It looks like that is, let's do this slowly. He's only 1 game ahead of J Cam Man, 99. It's impressive what he's done this season, especially coming from where he came from last year. Then you've got someone that's just 2 games behind. That someone is, I think it's my man Sean Matt. Nope, Ginger Callum. Or is that Danny's son? Let me see. It is Ginger Callum, and then Danny's son is a game back of him, so 3 games back. So there are people right there in the running. I'm just not one of them. All right? I'm just not one of them. So I'm cool with that. It's okay. Danny's son and my man Sean Mack are both tied for 4th, and they're only 3 games back. So I'm not tripping. I just want the top 5. All right, I got to find a way to get in there. I'm right now. I'm struggling, and I went out on the limb a couple of times this year, and it came back and bit me. It's all good though. But the survivor pool is the one that I'm hot about. God damn it, man! I could taste it. My man Money Miz, congratulations to Money Miz. He is the 2018 4th annual sole survivor of the 2018-2019 season here on the Louie T Network. Congratulations, man. God damn it. I could taste that goddamn championship. I could taste it. And the first half of that Saints Buccaneers, he picked the Saints as his survivor for week 14. I picked the Denver Broncos. And the first half, the Bucs are up 14-3. I should have known better, you know. But I saw that and I was like, oh man, it's setting up for a doozy here. I got a shot. 4 o'clock hour, I could be winning this thing. And the damn Buccaneers self-destructed in the second half. And the Saints did what they were supposed to do, win. And I said, well, it doesn't matter. The Broncos are going to take care of business versus the 49ers anyway. And they give up 210 yards to George Kittle in the first half. Who knew? Stinking ass Denver Broncos. Anyway, I got eliminated. Thus, Money Miz is your sole survivor. Congratulations once again to Money Miz. And he was almost eliminated just a month ago. Steelers almost lost to the damn Jaguars. I had him. He was done. You can say the same thing about me. The Giants almost beat the Panthers about 2 months ago, and I was almost eliminated. If not for a Graham Gano's 62-yard field goal, I would have been long gone. So we've all had our close scares and our near falters, but this time I got, and Money Miz is your sole survivor of the season. Also, Redskins fans have been asking me about the next Redskins video. I pushed it off. I was going to do one last week, and then I wanted to see how the team responded to the injury of Colt McCoy. Well, we saw what happened. So I thought a video was imminent this week, and then Josh Johnson came in at the end of the game. Look, I had a chance to watch it, because remember, I told you I wasn't watching the second half, and I didn't. So I had to go back and watch Josh Johnson. I thought he did okay. I wasn't overly impressed. Like, that was a Giants team that, mind you, was up 40-0, that pretty much had tossed it in for the rest of the day. Like, I get it that you don't want to put bad film on tape and all that stuff. Look, it's 40-0. We're humans. Those guys quit. They were done. They didn't want to play football anymore. They had already won the game. So, I miss me with the Josh Johnson's going to save the season talk. I know most of you aren't naive enough to think that, but look, we are playing Jacksonville, and they can't score just like we can't score. Their defense is really good, though. Which Jaguars team is going to show up? The one that pretty much threw in the towel and looked like they were ready to pack up the U-Haul versus Tennessee on Thursday Night Football last week, or the one that just a week prior to that shut out the Indianapolis Colts and stopped their 5-game win streak? I don't know. All I can tell you is that they're good enough defensively to shut us down and make us look as bad as the Giants did in Week 14. But because the NFC 6th seed is so bad right now, I'm going to hold out just the smallest sliver of hope that the Redskins can make it interesting. I want competitive football down the stretch. I want the Week 16 game versus Tennessee on a Saturday to actually mean something. Look, we don't need to go anywhere, and I'm aware of this, and I want change, and if I want change to come, we probably need to lose the rest of our games, which would give us a better draft pick. I understand all of this, but you know how I am. At heart, I'm a winner. That's all I know how to do. That's all I want my team to do, and so there's a little sliver of me that says, I want to win. So we'll wait to see what this game against Jacksonville brings, and then we'll do the video next week. All right? That's the thought process right now, Redskins fans. So there are no Thursday night football games after tonight. So the thought process is next Thursday, we'll have the entire night to ourselves. There is no football on Thursday. I'm thinking that's going to be the perfect night to have our Redskins form and open up the floor and let you guys have at it. At that point, we'll probably know if the Redskins are officially done this season or not at that point, because Josh Johnson is the last savior. And honestly, this season isn't worth saving, but again, with the way the 6th seed looks, anything's possible. Everybody right now is at 6-7, except for the Minnesota Vikings, who are 6-1. They're not much better than the rest of the 6-7 clan with the Eagles, who just got the news of Carson Wentz with a broken vertebrae, who probably looks like he's not going to play the rest of the season. They weren't going to win enough games to get in anyway because they had the Rams this week and the Texans next week, but still, that makes it that much tougher when they have to go to Nicholas Foles, who we saw last year beat old St. Nick and take him to the Super Bowl. So who knows what the hell's going to happen with the Eagles. But the Vikings, they stink right now. They got the Dolphins. They should be able to win and bounce back, right? We don't know. Then you've got the Carolina Panthers, who are on a grotesque 5-game losing streak. They can't figure shit out. We'll see what they decide to do this week. They got New Orleans on Monday night at home. Who knows how that game's going to go. You see where I'm going with this. And then, obviously, the Green Bay Packers are off the pace, but they're 5-7-1, and they've got winnable football games. But they got the Bears this week. So, at Soldier Field, nonetheless, they could easily lose that game. So, I said all of that to say this. We've got the most winnable game of any team playing that's in that wild card race. So I'll just reserve judgment until we see the outcome. If we can't beat Jacksonville, then we definitely are done. Which I really feel like we're definitely done anyway. But, hey, we'll see what the hell happens. Anyway, I digress. Let's get to the fantasy football portion of things quickly. Before I do that, hey, there's still time. Get in the weekly pick 'em pool. $6. Get you into the pool. Maybe get you some Christmas money, man. All right. Last week I was able to pull out the victory. I hadn't won in ages. Sean Hawk has been absolutely looting and raiding the weekly pick 'em pool. He's been winning every week, it seems like. I had to outlast him and beat him on points on Monday night to keep him from winning again. God damn it, Sean Hawk had been absolutely tearing shit up. So it was good to finally get back in the winning column. And I'm hoping that some of you guys decide to join in. The sheet is up on the website, LouieTNetwork.net. If you want in, LouieTNetwork.net/LTN-exclusives will get you straight to the page. You go down and you click on the tab that says get in the game on the winners and losers icon, as you see on the screen right now, the weekly pick'em pool. So check it out. If you want to be a part of it, $6 will get you in. PayPal or Cash App me the money. And a lot of you guys, your picks are so good week in, week out. If you just put them in the weekly pick'em pool, you could win you some money. Sometimes I'm surprised at what I see when I go down the list and I look at everybody's picks and I tally up the wins and losses from the week. And I'm like, shit, if they would have got in the pool, we wouldn't have even been close. People are winning the pools with 5 and 6 losses, and some of you guys are 3 and 4 losses. I'm like, shit. You know, I'm thinking I'm doing something winning the pool with 5 losses. I go down and I look at the sheet, and somebody's got 3 losses. I'm like, man, I wouldn't have even been close if they would have played in the weekly pick'em pool. So some of you guys, I'm telling you, you're not doing yourself any justice. You're leaving money out there on the table. If you have confidence in your picks, bring them to the table. All it takes is $6, could potentially win you some money. That being said, let's get to the fantasy football, guys. Fantasy is interesting. I need to pay more attention to this. I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't paid enough attention to it. I think next year I'm going to devote a little bit more attention to the fantasy football side of things. But in the first league, the Cabinators, he was kicking ass all year long. And so in the first league, he was the #1 overall seed. Team Muganda, my man J Moo, and his boys were the 2nd seed in that bracket. So they both had bye weeks in the first week of the playoffs. Then you had Team Nick at Night, my man Nick and his squad were the 3 seed. And then you had Team Jag Soldier. His squad was the 4 seed. Team Whoop Ass was the 5th seed in the first side of the playoffs. And then you had Team Graham as the 6th seed. And Cabinators were 10-3. Got the bye week. J Moo was, and Team Muganda was 9-4. Same with Nick and Knight, but because of tiebreakers, Team Muganda got the bye week. So then it was in the first round of the playoffs, 3 seed versus 6 seed. Team Nick and Knight, your 3 seed at 9-4, taking on Team Graham, the 6 seed at 7-6. And man, was this a close one or what? Team Nick at Night pulls it out, 110.3 to 109.8. You're talking about a difference of 0.5 points, all right? 0.5 of points was the difference in my man Team Nick at Night moving on to the 2nd round or the divisional round of the fantasy football playoffs. Hell of a season by Team Graham and company, just falling short of advancing to the 2nd round. Meanwhile, in the 4-5 matchup, Team Jag Soldier was 8-5 on the season, coming in at home as the 4 seed, going up against Team Whoop Ass, the 5th seed, at 8-5. And Team Whoop Ass lived up to his name as he destroyed Jag Soldier in the wild card matchup, the 4-5 matchup, 123.3 to 74.8. Ouch. So that was a big time ass whooping there by Team Whoop Ass, as they advanced to take on the Cabinators. So now you look at your semifinal matchups in the divisional round. Now you're looking at the #1 seed Cabinators at 10-3 taking on the 5th seeded Team Whoop Ass, looking to pull the upset for the 2nd week in a row at 8-5. We'll see if they're able to get that done in the 2nd round. Meanwhile, in the other side of the bracket, Team Muganda comes off the bye as the 2 seed at 9-4, taking on Team Nick at Night at 9-4. So this is a pretty evenly matchup. We'll see what happens there and see who advances to the fantasy football championship in bracket #1. You go to the 2nd setup, the 2nd league that I had, and this one was pretty interesting. All year long, Team Emily dominated, and so it's only right and only fitting that Team Emily end up with the best record, and not just this league, but the entire fantasy football league that I threw this year at 11-2, and got the #1 seed, obviously, and the bye week. Conning Mahomes is your #2 seed, 11-2 as well, right? But Team Emily did find a way to get the tiebreakers and hold on to the #1 seed. But Conning Mahomes, 2 seed, bye week, 11-2. We'll see what happens there. Mackenzie Irishman, my man Sean Mack, holding it down with the 3rd seed at 9-4 this season. Team Bernard Jr. came in with the 4th seed at 9-4 as well. So this is a very competitive side here in league number 2. And then your 5th seed, Team Lynch, at 8-5, and your 6th seed, 49ers Dunn at 7-6. Team Lynch was 8-5 on the season. So Team Emily and Conning Mahomes, both 11-2, were on bye weeks in wild card weekend. Meanwhile, Mackenzie's Irishman was the 3 seed, taking on 49ers Dunn, the 6 seed. And Mackenzie Irishman held on for the 102-100 victory. So these lower seeds pushed the 3 seeds to the limit. But as in the first league, the 4-5 matchup was an ass whooping, except this time the actual home team, the 4 seed, stood their ground and took care of business as Team Bernard Jr. took care of Team Lynch 102.8 to 77.8. So Team Bernard Jr. comfortably took care of business and advances to the divisional round, where unfortunately for these 2 winners, they've got some heavy hitters waiting on them in Team Emily and Conning Mahomes, both at 11-2. Team Emily, the number 1 seed, will be hosting Team Bernard Jr., the number 4 seed. Meanwhile, Conning Mahomes, the number 2 seed, will be hosting the number 3 seeded Mackenzie Irishman. And those should be some good matchups there. 2 11-2 top seeders taking on 2 9-4 lower seeded teams. We'll see what happens in those 2 matchups. So looking forward to seeing who advances to the championships of the fantasy football leagues. So that's all I have for you tonight. Obviously, we'll be back a little bit later on after this massive AFC West family business matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Can't wait to watch this game unfold. Eric Berry making his Chiefs debut this season. Perfect time for him to show up, play some football on a short week. They could use the boost on defense. We'll see what happens in this game. No Melvin Gordon III for the 3rd consecutive straight week. Looks like they'll have to rely on the combination of the 2 backup running backs. I can't think of the guy that I kill every week, even though he's actually really good. The bald-headed guy, you know who the hell I'm talking about. And my guy, Justin Jackson. It's amazing I can't remember. Austin Eckler is his name. Eckler and Jackson will have to man it up in the backfield for them. This should be one hell of a football game. So you guys, remember, weekly pick'em pool still available. If you want in, check it out. Get you some, man. Can win you some money. And winners and losers coming down the stretch. Can Sean Hawk hold him off? I feel like it's going to be a BE situation from last year. Remember, BE pretty much led wire to wire. Sands for like maybe the first 2 or 3 weeks. And then BE took over and then was the leader in the clubhouse up until like week 16, and then Carmen Rana came out of nowhere, took it from him, and won the chip. I feel like that's going to happen to Sean Hawk. Like, Sean Hawk's been leading pretty much since week 4 or 5. He was out of the top spot maybe twice. I think week 9, Danny Son took over, and then like week 12, somebody else took over for a week, and then he got right back into the driver's seat. I think he's going to last this thing out until the end, and then somebody's going to take it from him. I really could see like a Ginger Callum or even Danny Son or somebody, or even Sean Mack, somebody sneaking him at the end. He's been living dangerously, but his picks have come up big for him, like that Giants pick versus the Bears a couple of weeks ago. That was a massive win for him there. I just can't catch a break. Like, I picked the Ravens last week. Not many people went with the Ravens, and they had the game, and they let me down. Like, I just can't catch a break. But in any event, I'm your man, Louie T, signing off. Remember, if it's not your man T, it's not the best NFL coverage it could be. I'll see you guys directly after this massive AFC West family business showdown for Thursday Night Football overtime, the last of the 2018-2019 season. I'll see you guys then. Enjoy the football. You know I will. I'll see you shortly thereafter. Have a good one.
Louie T Network.